All right, hey everyone, back at it. Cold Rush. Let's get into it. Don't know how much time we have, but we're going to try to sneak in a little session earlier in the morning, but he is down for a nap, so let's go ahead and see what we can get done in that time. All right, so day 41, we got 34 days? If I can math right. Hopefully I can math right. It's early in the morning. Can't think. But, yeah. So we're slowly chugging away at our fuel requirements. It looks like we have a decent amount of oil built up luckily from these. Let's see. 93 and we have 5. We could, so we have 2 options, right? We could put another person in here, which would make sense. So that way, you know, they're more efficient, you know, someone's at least working. Or we could, you know, put someone else in here and see if they can produce more oil to convert to fuel. And if you notice the recipe, it's a 2-for-1 ratio, right? You need 2 oil to make 1 fuel. So we need to produce, you know, roughly, I think we had 93 in here. Yeah. So we would need to produce 100 oil. And we're pretty darn close, actually. So if anything, we should be good on oil because, I mean, we have some right here. So we should focus mainly on parts and components and just let this do its thing. And you can see we aren't doing anything with these people up here. Let's also look at maybe, you know, an idea is that we could use this for food, which wouldn't be a bad idea. But let's look at what would provide the best plant-based nutrition, but also produce high yields, grows fast too. So this is a decent yield, grows quickly, has high plant-based nutrition, or medium, shouldn't say high. This is out of the question. This isn't going to help us. So it's between these 3, so carrots, soybeans, and potatoes. Potatoes are kind of out of the question because low growth rate, low nutrition as well, decent yield, really high resilience though. Really high yield, but slow growth rate on this, but really high yields. Filling rate's pretty good too. Plant-based nutrition is decent. This one is kind of a mixture. You know, if you think about it, it's basically putting the points over in a growth rate, but it's the same for plant-based nutrition and filling rate. I would say soybeans are probably better here. That's just me. Just because we do have a bit of a backup on our vegetable meals. So it'd probably be in our best interest to build a slow supply of something to be used for plant-based nutrition, soybeans. So let's go ahead and once we get some more people, looks like some of our people need to shower. You notice that we have this shower, means that these are both occupied. So let's go ahead and build our people another shower area. Maybe over here, right? This seems like a decent spot because this is kind of like a area where like a lot of people are going. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's put a water tower here. Boom. And then we could put let's put an outhouse here and an outhouse here. And then we'll change those into toilets pretty quickly. So that way we can spread out like where the toilets are. So the lower half of the base and people over here can go here, and the upper half can kind of go over here. Criminal has been captured. Decide her fate. I think if you cut her slack, you do get attacked. So we'll go ahead and punish her. It's better to be safe than sorry, right? So let's go ahead and fast forward. Really hoping that the components build up quickly. I mean, we already have 64. We have a decent amount of parts as well, but not enough to max us out. So at this point, it's kind of just like a waiting game. Like I think we're like in a pretty good spot. So that completed. We want to upgrade this immediately because this we want to avoid pollution. Same with this. We want to avoid the pollution, so we upgrade immediately. All right, got the toilets up. Yep, people are immediately using them. They're both taken, but we should slowly see these shower signs disappear. Obviously, we don't want those because that is not good. Let's see if there's any like wild berries out here. Is there? I don't think there is any, but it's always good to check because you never know what you might miss, right? You never know what's out there. I think we got everything, so unfortunate, fortunately, however you want to look at it. Looks like our stuff is getting attacked, but it's not stuff we care about terribly. Oh, this was damaged? Huh. I'll go ahead and repair it. Uh-oh, 2 people infected. That is not good. Looks like the cold is going around again. I would really like to build that field hospital, but 45 components this late in the game, it's just not something I want to spend money on. You also have to consider, well, if it's going to save people and it's going to, you know, save colonists, then perhaps it is worth it. So it's like a catch-22, right? Because we want to build up our components as soon as we can to build this, but we're also trying to let's see, let's lure them away with food. But I don't want to use that. Let's use meat. There we go. So it looks like they picked up the stuff over here. Hopefully they did. If not, not a big deal. But you know, I'm kind of curious. I wonder if like we build a field hospital and then get rid of these, would they use those resources? Malnourishment? How do we have malnourishment? I'm kind of curious. Let's try this. Let's put one of these down. Okay, so we did get so it looks like someone was born. We got 2 people now instead of just 1. Let's how much resources do we have? We have a little bit built up, so let's go ahead and open this up again. And then I want to see if we demolish this, are they going to use it? Ideally, they should. We can also demolish these because, you know, we don't need them. They look nice, but sorry, we don't have 10 fiber. And it looks like they are using it. I saw someone grab something. See, there's another person grabbing stuff. So it works out pretty darn well. Sweet. Looks like they did use the components. So that means I want to put down a field hospital. Get on there. That's pretty good. Yep. And I can also do water. Yep. So that should help with seasonal flus and the likes. So it looks like we're done on parts, I believe. But we'll keep them in here. The reason why we want to keep them in here, just for repairs, and in case we want to build any extra buildings. Because, you know, we could always use parts. But for the most part, looks like... for the most part, get it? Looks like we've handled 2 things now. We're about to handle fuel, and we're over halfway on components. Making pretty good time. Day 45, 30 days left. Pretty good time. I would say that we are well on our way to beating this scenario. And it's not as bad as it looks. At first, like, you know, because you don't know what's out here, but like once you kind of get like a lay of the land and start piecing things together, like, oh, I need this to do this, oh, I need this to do that, it makes more sense. It's easier to digest, and it's not as daunting. So if you are struggling with this one, don't give up. It's definitely doable. I will say I came pretty close to not finishing it my first time, but that was because of the time limit. The time limit's really the biggest issue here. Oh, I thought I had my my water over here. I don't have my water. So looks like it's just lacking a bit on those components. Not a big deal. But we can go ahead and pause this so that way we can move components to this. And in fact, we could probably, you know, now I'm looking at it, we could probably think about what buildings do we not want. In fact, we could probably get rid of these up here. There's really no point of keeping it, right? Go ahead and get rid of those. And yeah, they're going to walk into a bit of irradiation and large pollution. But what's key here, again, is just to get these parts and components. And the colonists will go over there and pick these up. But, you know, for stuff that are literally out in the sticks, you're not going to use this. Especially like we clicked it, but I didn't point it out. But this spot is horrible for a wind turbine because of all these trees. I think it had like a 51% efficiency last time I remembered. It's not a great spot. So the game is testing you on whether or not you can determine what is crucial for you to keep and what you shouldn't keep. And also, can you realize that, hey, I don't, yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, we could delete this to get this stuff too. We could delete this to demolish, or we could demolish this to get the resources listed right here. Because we're good on fuel at this point. I mean, we have a little bit left, you know what I mean? Like, we have 27. But, oh, look at that. Almost missed that. Of course, we need more people. Boom. Awesome. Uh-oh. We don't have enough water. I thought we made enough water. Let's go ahead and build, you know what I think. I think water wells are the most overpowered building in the game. And of course, that's what we're going to build. So, and you know, why would you think that, oh, why is water well overpowered? It's literally, you place it and it's done. No labor requirements, literally just a construction cost, and that's it. There's nothing else to it. It's so good. Damn, we're getting a lot of people injured. Are people getting attacked? Certainly hope not. Well, let's go ahead and put more people in here to help with processing, I guess. But we're hoping that we can get some of those sweet, sweet components up in the top left. It is farther out there, so they might not be inclined to go get them, but that's just kind of how it is when it is. Let's see, capacity is pretty good. Look at that. That's a lot of raw material. Or raw metal, not material. 14 people infected. Jeez. Yeah, we definitely need that field hospital. Only things left is the components. That field hospital is going to be able to churn them out quicker. So that's going to be pretty sweet. 2 people born. Awesome. And look at that. We already got these up and running. Awesome to see. I don't know why there's just 10 components lying around on the ground here. I don't like to see that. I think it's because they turned this off. And so they're like, oh, okay, well, we don't need it. I don't like that, but we'll see. So we have like a ton of specialists. Not much we can do here because we pretty much scouted the whole map. And there's not much we can use them for. So they're pretty much playing security at this point, which is fine. We don't have a use for the specialist at this point because there's no world map, so you can't really use specialist on the world map. And if there was something to collect, that would be different, but we don't even have berry bushes to collect. I believe we defeated all the enemy NPCs that are kind of like just chilling on the map, so not much to do there. So at this point, it's just a waiting game, which is also another reason why I didn't want to make a part 5. But we did spend the resources for building this thing over here, which you know, it is a bit costly, but I think it's worth it. So let's go ahead and, well, another thing too is that we need to power this. So it's going to require, well, see, we're being attacked already. So look at that. Let's see. Oh, looks like we're getting raided by bandits. Isn't that fun? And they're all jumping to everyone's aid, which is really cool. Let's get you to fight over here because these people are just attacking our people for no good reason either. No good reason. So what use are they to us if they're just attacking us? But hey, at least they're going to drop stuff for us. That's the nice part. So they will have... Hey, you just walked by one. Come on now. We probably should consider putting a tower here. I mean, if we do have the resources for it, then we'll probably put down a tower. But in the meantime, we'll just wrap up these... there we go. That should be everything, right? There we go. Yep. So let's see what they drop. That looked like clothing for a second. It is clothing. So we could use our specialist to pick up some of this clothing. Well, we want to pick all of it up, but shouldn't say some. We're going to get it all. Interestingly enough, it looks like we are actually getting low on clothing. So what is the cause of that? Low fiber, perhaps. Let's put a person here. So now we only have one person, but we could assign another person to the Grand Tailor. But we can't really do that until we get another colonist. But what we need to do is probably, well, not probably, we need to power it. So actually, look at that. Because we have a, this kind of works out serendipitously. Because we have a heating element here, we could probably place this and it not be too much of an issue. I believe that should be in the range. It is. Perfect. So let's go ahead and put a transformer down so we can get this powered up. There we go. So these things will be built. It does, yes, it does take away from the components. It does. Anyone who's wondering, it does cost components, but we're also, so the reason why we're doing this right here, the reason why we're building this field hospital is because we're experiencing like a lot of seasonal flus and colds, or at least that's what I like to call them in game, but to the point where it's like overtaking our medical tents. And the medical tents are good, but they're not. See, like we could probably just take out these two of these people here. We don't need this fully stocked anymore because we're not overloaded with sick people. But this is better because one, it would save our labor resources. So if we save our labor resources, then we don't have to be worrying about because we're completely dependent on just accepting colonists. We can't use like an out colony or survivor outpost. So we're completely dependent on just the random events of people showing up and then birth rates, which is also another reason why I only have one tenement. And I only have one tenement just because it was a perfect spot for a tenement. But otherwise, we're building shanties. And the reason why we build shanties is because they have a higher happiness boost. So that boosts birth rate, and that's going to help us get higher colonists. So we have really high colonists, which is good. And only one shanty, so... But this has a faster healing rate than a regular medical tent. So if you go over to a field hospital, you can even says, oh wait, let's see. That's another specialist. I don't need it, but we'll take her. She's actually 900 cost. I'm pretty sure she's a 900 cost. She's a really good specialist. But if you look at the description of field hospital, advanced high capacity medical building able to heal several colonists faster than a medical tent. That's really key right there. Faster than a medical tent. So even if we built, which we did, even if we built 3 of these, they're not going to heal as fast as a field hospital. So if they're healing people faster and they have the same capacity as, 3 medical tents, I feel like this is a high priority building. And because then we'd be able to save people quicker. We'd save people quicker, we'd cure them quicker, thus saving our labor pool. And in this game mode, like I said, you're pretty limited on labor pool. So you want to make those conscious decisions of what can I do to save my people, to make sure that I'm making the most of the resources that I'm given in this scenario. And, stuff like immediately upgrading the advanced scrap or immediately upgrading the advanced recycler or putting a field hospital. Those are the small micro decisions that you want to be thinking about when you're doing this scenario. Let's go ahead and put this, let's put it. We're kind of encroaching into this pollution. I don't like that. But we're not totally there. So it's not bad yet, but just something to be aware of. But at this point, all we need is some components and some fuel. And we're pretty darn close on the fuel, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, we could probably just let this go and get those in. I stopped it just in case we wanted to keep some fuel for whatever reason, but mainly for the components for repairs. Looking at this, I don't really need any of these, but I think, I don't think we have cabbage, but we'll trade venison for it because we have plenty of venison. Boom. Yeah, we have almost 1,000 venison, so we're not too concerned there. But I paused this because at any point in the game, and you'll see it randomly, like electrical surges happen here, so it'll harm your electrical production, or it'll harm buildings that require components to repair. It gets a pain in the butt. And so looks like 2 people were born, so look at that. So this happiness boost that we're getting from all these shanties. We're building shanties, one, because if you look at the cost of a house, pretty expensive. Now, it's not bad now, but before, when we first started, there was no way we were going to be able to build this. That it was downright impossible. Now I feel a bit more comfortable with building a house, so let's actually do that, because a house here, that's pretty good. So let's see. I don't think we're going to be able... Yeah, so we can't get through that way. So our only option for a house... No, we can't. So we could build here. So let's go ahead and do that. The apothecary has arrived. Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything. We're more than likely going to be sick on a lot of things. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. Antibiotics, huge. And we also get a lot of them too. 21, that's massive. So let's also go ahead and build a road to this place because, well, nothing wrong with getting a road to the house. Well, you kind of need it anyways. But 3 people are homeless already. So this one house, if you think about how expensive it is, right? We were just talking, it's only going to hold 5 people. Compared to a shanty, look at the difference in price. We're talking over double the wood cost, over double the metal cost. No plastic, right? No plastic. That's pretty good. But then 85 concrete. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of material cost. Whereas shanties, I mean, it's looking pretty good, right? That's a pretty low cost building. So definitely save your high cost buildings like houses to when you are kind of really working with good amount of resources. And at this point, we're just waiting for stuff to build up. There's really not much else we could do. This is, at this point, like, I feel like the scenario has already been beaten. We're just waiting for the material to rise up. We could make this faster. We absolutely could. Let's see. We could build an electronics factory. We could. But then that's taking away 20 components. And you can argue, well, you know, the 20 components could be used, or it'll pay for itself soon enough. That's right. It would. But then you also have to consider, okay, well, there's a 30 energy unit cost here now. So not only do I have to build the building for the electronics factory, now I have to build buildings for producing electricity for it. So it's not just a simple cost. And then I have to build infrastructure for it too. So it's yes, on paper it might work out, but if you're kind of set with how it's going, and you know you're not too concerned, we're just waiting it out. We just need 125 components. We're just waiting it out. So let's go ahead and resume it. People will build or bring resources over here, and they'll bring the fuel. We do have 25 fuel, so we're not in a bad position. And it looks like they are bringing it over. Boom. Look at that. They're bringing over all those components. I wish they brought over the fuel first, but whatever. They are bringing over everything they can. Someone did die, unfortunately. We do have a surplus of 74, which is a good spot to be in. And this thing is 100% efficient, because even though it's funny, even though it's between buildings, its efficiency isn't lost as long as it's not within a forest. I always thought that was weird. It's like a building would also be a block in the game too, as much as a forest would be. But I guess they don't see it like that. So we got 4 out of 6 people, now 5. So it looks like there is an infection rising. So let's go ahead and populate these buildings, especially this one, especially this field hospital. This one we want to prioritize for sure. Looks new survivors. So this is what I mean by random scenarios where people will just show up. This is it. This is the only way we can, or one of the few ways we can get colonists. So it's similar to, you know, accepting people at the gate. So no reason to not accept them. The only problem is now look at that. So one thing we should worry about here, right? One thing we should worry about, and I slowed it down for a second for a reason, is look at the plant-based nutrition. We got a problem here. So what we need to do is we need to start building, or not building, that sounds weird. We need to start cultivating some plants. We need to get this show on the road. Same for this one over here. Let's actually move these trees or harvest these trees. But same thing over here. We did go ahead and build the large transformer. So these are fully, this place is going to be fully operational already. We also put the water tower here. Life's good. We're set. So all we have to do is just select what we want grown. And when we looked at this before, the things that we wanted to look at were plant-based nutrition, the filling rate, growth rate, and yield. Those are the most important things. I don't know when pollution comes into play. I'm kind of confused by that. I don't know what it means by pollution, because growing vegetables doesn't create pollution, or at least I'm not seeing it. Maybe it says it, let's see, in here. Yeah, see, it doesn't say that growing, you know, plants produces pollution. But anyways, so we want to look at the yield, growth rate, filling rate, and plant-based nutrition. In my opinion, plant-based nutrition is the #1 thing here, because we're trying to avoid malnutrition with our people. So looking at that, obviously these bottom three, useless, right? Because I don't know why we would invest into a mill and then a bakery. That's doesn't make sense. And flax, you can't eat it. It's inedible. And then this is for oil. Herb, that's for, you know, herbal medicine. We're not gonna go that far into this scenario to the point where we need herbal medicine. You can if you want. Like if you wanted to extend this thing and you wanted to build a medical facility, by all means go for it. But we're not going to do that in this one. That's kind of, you know, out of the way. So I pause this. We are full on everything except components. So at this point we just need 65. So we'll just wait for 65 to show up. Because I'm pausing it because just in case we need to repair a critical item, especially like if we needed to repair this or something. So looking at the other selections here, carrots, you know, it's got 2. Potatoes only has 1 plant-based nutrition. So potatoes are kind of out of the equation here. This has 2. This has 2. So it's carrots, cabbages, and soybeans. So looking at this, like which one looks best to you, right? Looking at cabbages, what's nice here is like cabbages almost look like a better version of soybeans if you think about it. The only thing it doesn't beat it in is yield, but it's got it beat in growth rate. It's got it beat in resilience. But it also does produce pollution, which again I don't see. But cabbages seems like a pretty solid option. And last time we discussed, carrots are kind of tied between soybeans because all it's doing is moving 2 points from yield to growth rate, and that's it. So if we think about it, again, resilience doesn't really matter, but cabbages seem like a pretty solid option too. So let's go ahead and, just to mix it up as well, we'll go ahead and select cabbages, put that down. And I believe we're growing, oh no, I paused it, what the heck? We should have been growing soybeans, but we can actually change these. Oops, I didn't mean to click that, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and put this as soybeans as well, right? Because we don't need fuel anymore. All we need to focus on is surviving and making sure our people produce enough components. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually move this quickly. We'll put another person here. Sweet. Let's go ahead and make this. We'll make both of these. How about this? We'll make both of these cabbages. And then that's going to be a solid choice for our people. We also have these buildings over here. And this is a pretty simple solution to fix, right? Because all we have to do is just heat these up. Now that does come at a cost because we do need to worry about our firewood. So how do we fix that? We also got some, it looks like there's some feral wolves over here. So now that I think about it, let's get some of our people to take care of those wolves, because those are a nuisance. They're very fast, and they are... Oh, shoot. What the heck? Okay. We'll clear this because... Well, that's a component. And we're not using it. 5 people. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and take them in. Done. Done and done. 3 people are homeless. Okay, so let's pause for a second. We did build that other home, but we still have 5 people or 3 people homeless. So we're still good on concrete. I'm not too worried. Let's go ahead and... Where shall we place this? It'd be sweet if you could build on frozen water, but the game doesn't operate like that. But that would be pretty cool. All those people are homeless, unfortunately. Let's see. We could build a... Where would I want to place this, actually? If I were to make like a housing area. I mean, we could build something over here. We can also build something over here, too. But I don't like how far of a walk that is. But, I mean, they're all kind of like a far walk if we think about it. It'd be nice if we could just put it here, but I think, yeah, there's... It says all clear, but is it? Oh, actually, I think it would be. Just because... Huh. That's interesting. I mean, I could do the lazy way and just put this here, but then I'd block this Theraph through. Like, then they'd have to walk around like this, and that would be kind of a nuisance. You know what? Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Let's just go ahead and build it. And then that means we just have to build a road that goes through here, like that. Fine, you know. But if we start getting more homeless people, then, well, then that's going to be a problem. So, oh, see? So it's stuff like this. We need the components on hand because this was damaged. This is a very critical, like mission critical thing. So immediately repair it. We don't want to risk this at all. Are those our specialists? They are. Let's go ahead and harvest this meat. Boom. 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 All right, perfect. And then after that, let's go ahead and place down... Actually, we'll move this forward because now we're not in a bad spot. But we'll put this here. There we go. And then let's go ahead and build a road to this. There we go. And I'm building the road like this just because I might want to access these concrete areas. Bottle tree, I don't need the bottle tree, so I'm going to get rid of it. One, because it's in the way. Well, yeah, it's in the way. There we go. So that way we have that. Perfect. And then we can also, you know, so people aren't walking super far, we'll just build it like this too. So that way they can go either direction. Looks like they also want a water tower, so we'll build that for them. There we go. Let's repair this with some parts. Not a big deal. Oh, wandering merchant. Again, don't really need these, but I'll take the peanuts for some venison. Peanut seed. Alright, let's move that there. Bada bing, bada boom. And so now this is heated, so let's check. So we're consuming 8, we're producing 8. So we're okay. We're not in a bad spot. But these do need water, so let's go ahead and start assigning people to this. And it's selecting that because 1, it doesn't have water, and 2, we haven't selected a crop. Let's go ahead and make these. Let's see how the peanuts are. Plant-based nutrition 3. Look at that. That's really good. It's got a high yield, a decent growth rate, but very high on the plant-based nutrition, and a bonus. Again, I don't think it matters, but almost no pollution. It's a 1 pollution. Let's make these peanuts. This is crazy. That's a crazy plant to produce. And we'll do 3 of them. Although, like, I don't consider a peanut a vegetable. So, I don't know. Even though it's calling itself plant-based nutrition, I guess, like, yeah, peanuts grow from a plant, so in that regard, it's plant-based, but I wouldn't consider it, I don't know. You know, like where you consider a fruit or a vegetable. Something more like along those lines, but that's just me. No concrete. Okay, let's fix that. Exactly what we needed right over here. Boom. We could repair this. We got the wood, so we might as well. Okay. Oh, we can add some people here. Oh, this was damaged. That's not good. Go ahead and repair that. Advanced recycler. I don't... Oh, crap. Hold on. I don't want people dying. So these elk are attacking our people, which is never fun. There's 2 of them over here. So let's go ahead and take care of these suckers. You would hope that the tower, when they attack the elk, that the towers would pull aggro, but they don't, interestingly enough. There we go. Alright, so let's have some people harvest the ghost caribou. It's like a ghost pepper, but ghost caribou. Kidding. Although it does remind me of like a ghost leviathan from... what is that game called? Subnautica. That's the game. Subnautica was a pretty cool game. So looking at this, I don't think we have... there might not be any plastic on the map. I might be wrong on that, though. Let's see. Just do a bit of scouting. Not seeing anything. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. Oh, wait. There it is. Spoke too soon. There we go. All right. So 23 out of, what was it? 65? Yeah. Oh, we have to re-click it. That's weird. We had it assigned, so we have to re-click it. Sometimes you have to do that too. That kind of does suck. Or you have to like, even though you'd sign them, you have to re-click it. Don't like doing that, but it's whatever. You know, it's a small bug, I guess. A lone bandit has struck. We'll just attack. I think all it does is cause us to fight, which, not a big deal. We got the people for it. And they're running off doing their own thing over here. Let's see. Where's the rest of our people? Trying to make sure I don't select the people that are running. Oh, there we go. So see, this is perfect. We put, you know, towers out further so then they attack. Stuff like that. You know, looking at this, I probably want to build a guard post over here. Now that I'm seeing what this is doing, probably want to build a guard post, because if they were to attack this is also a mission critical item. Luckily we have a good amount of rare metals, but you can see now we're spending components to fix this. So it's good to draw aggro to other things that you don't want damaged. I can't, can I not, harvest it? I know that sounds weird, right? Like harvesting a dead body. It still shows them active, or like I can attack them. That's weird. I was hoping they would drop something good. Whatever. So now we're growing some peanuts. That's going to be pretty cool. -1 water. That's not good. Let's fix that. And honestly, that's a pretty easy fix. Goes back to playing just like the original game. Just manage your water, and you should be solid. Let's build another over here. Build another over here. Boom. Life is good. No trees. Let's go ahead and fix that. Go ahead and harvest these bad boys over here. And similar to the Eternal Winter Challenge, you can't regrow these trees. Honestly, I don't think you need it. we built a decent base with the given resources on the map, so I wouldn't even think that we would need it in the first place. But just as a heads up. The only thing that I'm kind of thinking about, see, man, we are growing quickly. Good problem to have though, right? Growing quickly. But let's go ahead and consider where can we put this person? And that means that we're probably gonna have to build, unfortunately / fortunately, we're gonna have to build a housing area, which, not, like I said, not a bad thing. It's just don't want to spend too many resources. Well, I say we just put it over here. Be done with it. You know what I mean? Just build some houses over here. There we go. That should get us taken care of. That should hold us over for the rest of the game. I mean, 15, you know, well, 14 with this one person, but that should hold us over. Let's see, though. Oh, man, we already burned through our antibiotics. That's crazy. Sorry, I know. We'd love to help you guys, but we can't. We've already built all the entertainment buildings. I guess we'll just build one more of these, you know? Build another of these and then another memorial. Or wait, sorry. This takes a person, right? I think it takes... I'm almost positive. Hold on. Okay, so memorial does take a person, and I'm pretty sure this requires a person. Does the shrine take a person? It does. I feel like we should just build a shrine then, if it's going to take a person regardless. Oh, shoot. We don't have the fun boxes. Uh-oh. Well, stop that. We can't even build it. Never mind. Well, interesting. So there's only enough fun boxes to build one of each entertainment building. Didn't know that. So we got our first malnutrition, but luckily we did grow some cabbage. So we should be getting some of this. Yeah, we're getting some vegetable meal taken care of. We'll just send up one of the colonists. I don't know why we send these two. I mean, I'd understand that the dad would have to take responsibility for their child, but if the dad's not capable of handling this, then send up a colonist that is, you know? So now we got 2 people malnourished, but like I said, we are working on it. We are harvesting, or we're growing these things. So our cookhouses should be hard at work making some delicious food for us. Or some nutritious food, I should say. I don't know if I'd consider some of the meals that you see on the post-apocalyptic games to be delicious, but you know, maybe it looks good. I remember there was an art picture of, like, they showed like what one of the feasts looks like, and it was like a bunch of like insects and, you know, larvae, similar to like what you would see if you ever watched Lion King, when they were eating the bugs in Lion King. That's what it reminded me of. All right, it's 50. We're getting pretty darn close. 65. We're almost there. Like I said, just a waiting game. But yeah, I mean, like, it's pretty straightforward. Like, once you know what you're looking for and you identify the steps on how to achieve that, that would be the key here. I'm just repairing this just to kind of get that smoke out of the way. You don't have to. But obviously, you need to get the magnetic separators up and running as soon as possible. And so, you know, kind of breaking down like what you need to beat this scenario. One, you need to scout the whole map. The whole map is key. I don't think you can actually build anything in the way of removing the pollution. Yeah, there's no environmental station. So 1, scout the map. 2, immediately try to get these magnetic separators up and running as soon as possible. So you have one here, and you have one here. And I'm assuming anyone who's watching this... Oh, shoot. Well, we got to repair this. Anyone who's watching this has, at this point, realized what the whole map looks like. There's also another magnetic separator at the bottom of the map over here. And I say bottom because you first start looking this way. So I assume bottom is this way. Get these 2 up and running. They produce the rare metals that you need, but also they give you metals. So it's 2 for 1. It's a really good deal. After that, you want to discover the train. And the reason why you want to discover the train, not building the train, but discovering it, is because when you discover the train, it unlocks more tech for you. The game automatically gives you more tech, which is great. So you want to unlock the train, gives you different buildings. Like originally we couldn't build houses and 2-story houses, and we couldn't build, I think there's a few other things like end game things. Damn, we just keep getting attacked. But discovering the train unlocks tech, so you want to do that. After that, you should get access to large wind turbine, which is great because large wind turbine is exactly the amount of energy that you need to power these things. So all you have to do is build one wind turbine, one large one, not just a regular wind turbine, but a large wind turbine. You build one there, and you can build one there. And I just heard something get attacked. What was that? Yep, see? So, I mean, we're pretty close, but I'll just pay it. You know, whatever. We could probably finish sooner if I didn't repair it, but it's whatever. I don't need any of these because I have both of these. Build the wind turbines and then build the transformers so it can power it. This provides exactly what it needs. So then you get that steady source of stuff that you need. After that, you put someone in the mechanic shop, or you could alternatively put someone in here for the electronics factory. Either one. There's 2 electronics factories, one up there where I just clicked and one over here. You probably want to stick to the mechanic shop because you want to get a parts production going, because to repair these and to repair the small wind turbines, it requires parts. So that's the saving grace on those things. You don't need to use components for these. You just need parts. After that, once you have enough electricity going, take over this spot or take over this spot. I prefer this one because it's closer, but it's also nice because it's already got a transformer. You do need to power it, so that's the only downside. This one is already done with its power. It has a solar panel, but the thing is, it's a solar panel, so you need to put a transformer. You'd also have to put a battery, and then you'd have to put water tower. So these 2 are pretty good. There is another set over here that was over here. I just use those for parts. I don't think that this is a good spot for the greenhouses, but that's just me. Arguably, you know, it's better than this one, but this one's also nice too because it has its own energy network over here. So that's really nice. I like that one. So you get those to, one, get rid of any malnutrition that you have, or ideally both, start your oil preparation, or start your oil production, not preparation. I meant to say production. Boom, accept. We'd also do have enough components, so I think we're about to wrap this up. And it looks like, yeah, they're going to build it here pretty soon. And so once you get to your oil and vegetable production, that should solve a lot of problems that you're experiencing. And then finally, once you have enough oil, then you get the refinery and start making fuel. After all of that, you should have enough resources to pretty much beat this scenario. And you can see we pretty much got all the resources necessary. Day 61, you know, we shaved off a good amount of time. At this point, they're just going to build it. So I think you can have specialists help build. I'm almost positive. Let's actually have that. I think you can. Look at that. They're all coming to help build. Oh shit, we're being attacked. And look at that. Scenario done. We're out of here. We beat it. And it's as simple as that. Shouldn't say simple, but you know what I mean. Beat the scenario. Cold Rush scenario complete. Got the rare achievement. We just got the rare achievement. If you saw it, it did appear down here. It was shiny. Did get the rare achievement. The engine begins to rumble slowly but surely, and the carriages rattle along with it, and the train slowly starts to plow ever more swiftly through the banks of snow. With everyone on board, the train heads south to find other settlements or a warmer climate along the way. While their story is far from finished, they cannot help but feel hopeful traversing through the icy landscape, leaving their hardships behind for now. As the train disappears off into the horizon, a layer of frost starts to take hold on the abandoned buildings surrounding surrounded by an eerie silence. Kind of reminiscent of Frostpunk, but anyways. But I do hope that you enjoyed seeing how to do the Cold Rush scenario. It's not a bad scenario. Kind of fun, actually. Provides a unique challenge.